Hey, what up everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here tonight, talking all about the big fight coming up today. I honestly cannot believe how much of a non-hype is going on right now. Mayweather or Berto, Mayweather versus Berto, nothing involving boxing is trending right now. There's sports centers not tweeting about this fight. ESPN isn't even tweeting about this fight. There is no hype going on. If you went out looking for stories, basically there are stories about, hotels and just, if you're walking down the strip and you even look like you're interested in looking at the MGM Grand, like you want to go to a fight tonight, they're honestly just handing out tickets. They're papering this like it is just the worst pay-per-view of all time. There is no interest in Mayweather versus Berto tonight, and I honestly just cannot believe, we're only a few months removed from Mayweather versus Pacquiao, one of the biggest boxing fights of all time, the fight that people waited years and years in order to see. And I mean, the day before, that fight was trending. There was just constantly people talking about it. There was constant hype, whether if it was from ESPN or Sports Center or any sort of sporting outlet that was out there. Anybody that had a connection was getting an interview from Pacquiao or Mayweather, trying to get the insight to see what was going to go down. Whether if it's just the shenanigans that went along with the Mayweather versus Pacquiao fight, which was basically Pacquiao being injured and it was not released out to the people who bought the fight, that he had injured his shoulder and he needed to receive a cortisone shot, and then the Mayweather people wouldn't allow him to get the cortisone shot, and now there's word coming out that Mayweather received a illegal IV with blood doping and things like that, and trying to make himself more healthy and more agile and able to get in there and squirm around and fight with Pacquiao. You can't make this stuff up. Berto is a lesser known fighter. He's a lesser skilled fighter. He doesn't belong in there with the names that people actually want to see Mayweather fight, whether if it's against Sal Alvarez or Miguel Cotto. Definitely people want to see versus Manny Pacquiao again, but Pacquiao at least is injured, and that's one reason you can at least say that he's not giving him the rematch. Definitely there's going to be money thrown in Mayweather's way. Lots of big stories, whether if it's CBS or HBO, trying to get the next set of fights from Mayweather, trying to get his team signed in and trying to throw big money in order to bring him in. There's money to be made from everybody out there in boxing, but it just doesn't seem like there's a lot of real worth to the pay-per-view buyer out there. I'm not quite sure what the number is going to be, but definitely is nowhere near the 3.2 million pay-per-view buys that Mayweather versus Pacquiao brought in. I'd be surprised if anybody is watching this tonight. It should be like an all-time low number of people. I don't think there's really any interest in this at all. I don't know if Mayweather picked Berto to go in there and take a dive for him, knowing that this is a guy that lost 3 of his last 5 fights to being knocked out, that Mayweather has a chance of achieving a knockout tonight where he goes out, he ties Rocky Marciano's record of going 49-0 and being undefeated. When I think about a guy who's undefeated, Mayweather's he's known as one of the best defensive boxers of all time. And I don't think it's going to diminish him that much if he loses. I mean, if you think about it, what Mayweather cares about more than anything else is making money, because the guy spends money as fast as he makes it. He's the new age Ric Flair, I guess you can say. But I don't know, man. This guy, is he gonna risk? I know that he believes in himself, and I know that he loves the hype that surrounds him, but I know he loves that dollar. Would he put himself out there until he loses, just trying to make that last buck? He's already got more money than he'll probably spend in his whole entire life. But I'd love to see somebody knock this guy out, and that's why this guy makes so much money. The guy talks so much shit, and he goes out there and he doesn't put a beating on anybody really that bad. He doesn't really get that many knockouts. He has won some fights by knockout, but he hasn't done it like since 2009, I believe, and he hasn't had a TKO since 2007. So it's been some time, but we'll have to see what goes down. Mayweather versus Berto live on pay-per-view tonight. I don't know if you're watching it. I know that I'm probably going to find a way to watch it, if you catch what I'm saying there. But I don't think many people will be buying this fight tonight.